Oh, shikenan.
How's everybody doing? First of all, thank you for having me. I'm always honored by the way this country treats me. To be honest with you, I really don't know how I got in this position in life that I find myself. God has blessed me beyond anything I ever thought I would be. You know, when I was young, it's really simple. I only had one dream. I always knew, well, I can't say I knew, I always wanted to be on TV because I was poor. I only wanted two things in my life. I wanted to be famous, and I wanted to be rich. But it was for a very unselfish reason. It really wasn't for me. It was because of my parents. I wanted to buy my mother a house. That's all it was. I wanted to give my father a life. Because I watched my father as a coal miner. He made $5 a day. We had 5 children. And I was so exhausted from watching my father work as hard as he worked. So my father instilled in me one ethic, one principle was hard work. My mother instilled in me faith. My mother taught me about prayer. My mother taught me about the belief in God Almighty. That there was no force greater, that without God, you would be nothing. I share that with you in that there is but one God. What you call it depends on where you're from, depends on what your mother raised you to be. But there is one God, and He is real. And He can get you anywhere in this world you choose to be. So I went to college, but I had a couple problems in college because they didn't offer the two things I wanted. I went to college to be famous and rich. I found out in 2 weeks I was not going to be famous in college, so that was a major disappointment. I took an economics course. So after 3 weeks of being in economics, I asked the professor, could I meet with him after class? The professor met with me after 3 weeks in the class, and I said, sir, I've been here 3 weeks. I'm enjoying the class, but when are you going to get to the part to tell us how to get rich? He said, what did you say? I said, when are you going to get to the part to tell us how to get rich? He said, sir, you don't take economics to become rich. You take economics to learn the terminology and the way money and finance operate. That was a huge disappointment for me because I just needed to be rich. So I left college the next day. I went back to that hard work that my father taught me. I went back to that faith that my mother taught me. And I worked hard and prayed. And by the grace of God Almighty, here I am today. one thing to young people. I wish I understood this when I was 18, 19 years old. It took me a long time. But if I could say something to young people, I would say this. Albert Einstein, the inventor, he had a saying. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. I'm going to say it one more time. He said, imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. Everything you see in this world today came from someone's imagination. Somebody was standing in their house, talking on the phone that had a cord connected to a wall, and was standing there going, wow, I wish this phone could go outside. Everybody in here got a phone camera. Everybody in here talks on a mobile device. Somebody one day said they wish they could fly like a bird. Everybody in here has been on the airplane. Most of you flew from someplace else. So imagination is everything. So I say this to you to say that. All these things that you have in your imagination, I want you to understand something. Your imagination is placed in your head by God. Your imagination is God showing you a preview of a coming attraction He has for you. At this stage in your life, you have the ability to be anything you want to be because God has placed it in your imagination. He puts it there. The problem you're going to have, young people, I'll tell you this. If you want to kill a big dream, if you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. How many times have you had an idea come into your head that you thought was the most special, incredible idea you've ever heard? And you shared it with your mother, your father, your friends, and they shot it down. You know what they said? I don't see how you can do that. I don't see how you're going to open a business one day. I don't know how you're going to go and get a graduate degree from this college in Sharjah. I don't see how you're going to become this person you're talking about becoming. Well, you know why they didn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you. If God had wanted them to see it, He would put it in their imagination. But He put it in your imagination. So young people, everything you have in your imagination is possible. Your imagination is not hocus pocus. It is not some random thoughts. Can I tell you something? Do you know that it is impossible to think an impossible thought? That is impossible. Everything I've ever dreamed of, everything I will put on my vision board, every note I will hung on my bathroom mirror, everything I will put on my refrigerator, I have become. God is going to make your dream come true business. You are in a place today that I just learned about coming through these gates. Who flies you from your country to give you a free education, who houses you free, who feeds you free, and pays you a salary to get an education? Who does that? Well, behind us, the rule of Sharjah. That's who. That's crazy. I'm just going to tell you that's crazy. I've heard a lot of stuff. I'm from the United States. There is no free nothing. There's no free education, man. You're not getting no free room. You're not getting no free board. And we sure not going to pay you. I'm going to give you a salary and allowance you is life-changing for you. You are receiving a blessing that is beyond belief. But remember this, God blesses you to become a blessing. You have to take this blessing and take it back to wherever you are from. And you have to spread the good news that it's possible. You have to tell the people in your country it's possible. With God, all things are possible. There is no impossible. And you've been given and afforded a wonderful education. I say congratulations to all of you. Man, y'all have fun here? Y'all have activities? Yeah. Y'all play video games.
Oh my God.
Who's the best soccer player?
Harry Maguire.
I was reading a thing. You're from all over the world. Large populations from Africa. I just left Africa. I was in Rwanda and Zambia. I was the first American TV star to ever take an American television program to the continent of Africa after they told me not to. And about the UN. So one of the things that I share with the president of this nation, His Highness, that I want to help bridge the gap between the U.S., Africa, and the UAE, with the cabinet being the UAE. And so, this is a great start to it. Listen, I'm not going to take up no more of your time. I appreciate y'all being patient. I appreciate the reception you gave me. You know, I got a pretty cool job. You know, when I come to work, people clap for me. And that's like a pretty cool job. You know, when I walk in the room tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Steve Harvey, and everybody started clapping. So I'm going to leave by saying, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only.
Steve! From the US, Steve! Steve, Canada!